as usual, Monday night. Where am I? There we go. All right. So we've got me and Andrew, a fresh round with Andrew. Both of us dry. We normally don't get to roll first round, so this sucks for me because Andrew brings the heat. And then we got Devin with Danny over there. Jordan waiting for a dance partner. Looks like Ronnie is coming after that. Danny working a shallow underhook. That near side shoulder grip into the duck under. And just kind of dragging him down. What did Andrew do? So I'm try to work an elbow whip there, but Andrew was pretty stiff on the drop. So I try to pull him down right there. He resists. Huge class. He resists and then ends up taking me over with this, I think, an over-under grip. But then just pulls into an open guard position. I think we get some more people on the mats a little bit later. Let's see. Yeah, it gets busy. A little slow to start. Ronnie getting Jordan to the ground, but not winning that exchange. Doing some of that chick jitsu. Which, I don't know what that is. I don't know if Ronnie's in chat. If she is, she needs to explain to us what that is. I feel like it's just open mats for women and women's only competitions, I think. You guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about. You do know if you've seen our Instagram. Moving on, I've gotten into mount. We got Ben joining it with Mike. And Danny working... where's my arrow? Working a little katagatame sweep up into the katagatame from top position. Gets it. I know, dude. You don't need to remind me. I'm sad about it, too. I need you to hurry up and get back here. I miss you, buddy. There's not going to be any innovation, either. All right, so Danny sets that up from mount. Devin gets him turning, but Danny already had the grip set up, so he was going to continue on with it. Andrew had a good leg attack on me. He gets my leg extended, and I just start to kind of walk myself up and try to tuck my leg back away from him and then step around for a guard pass and a mount. That's why you guys can get a leg isolated, but if you can't keep your opponent's butt to the mat during those leg entrances, that's where those opportunities can start to fall apart. You'll see Mike make really good use of an Achilles grip, not with the intention of getting the submission, but just with the intention of controlling and then using his entanglement with his legs to keep, you know, me or whoever he's going against off balance as best he can. Austin, are you going to get a motorcycle? Caleb said you were going to get a motorcycle. I don't want you and Mitch to, like, I don't know, stunt out in the back parking lot or something. I want to see you two drive past each other and do the two-finger little salute that bikers do. That brings so much joy. What did Ben do there? It looks like Ben and Mike are getting a little warmed up. Not too savage with the rolling. Okay, cool. Little kind of a tripod sweep. Turning over into a lat knee bar. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Devin with the single into the trip. But not getting that leg free in time. And Danny's able to use it to hit a Sumigashi. Working up really high on Andrew here to get to the back take. Can't remember if I do anything with this. Bin on a very low single. Where's Cole? There's Cole. He's coming in soon. Let's see, Devin getting out of this closed guard. I don't know if anybody's taught Devin how to do a standing guard break yet, considering this is like his 3rd or 4th class. But he gets up there. Danny opens up. Nice, quick on the attack. Yeah, that's just going to be some white belt stuff to work out. That kind of flopping over onto a side when you really don't need to. Really got to learn to value top position as a beginner. Did I get the triangle? Or I'm sorry, the rear naked? Yeah, cool. No easy feat on Andrew these days. Jordan, what's up, man? I didn't see your message. I'm sorry. I was fretting over Austin's absence. Andrew ragdolling me to the ground. Actually, that was a really good. I remember this happening. I was impressed with it. Let's see what happened. So I'm reaching up with my over tie, and I think he catches me slipping on this. Oh, interesting. Okay, so he doesn't go underneath with the over tie. He throws my arm by with this grip. Let's watch it in slow-mo. That was pretty sick, man. And he keeps the collar tie. So he, like, pulls my head by kind of like... this is basically a throw-by, but a very different grip. This has me nervous now. But you guys are going to start doing this to me more. Because he sent that, got behind me, and immediately didn't wait for the takedown. Immediately went for it. And I was like, what the hell just happened? I genuinely didn't even notice that grip is how you did that, Andrew. That was really slick. Devin in on another single, drives through. Yeah. Danny's just ready for it at this point. Y'all got to watch out for Danny's counter wrestling. That's something he and I both have talked about a lot lately, is what his wrestling tends to be more counter than offensive. And it works very well for him. You're at Olive Garden right now. How many breadsticks have you eaten? And are you getting a pizza? You're probably just going to get a pizza. Or like, can I just get like chicken Alfredo? It's not enough to just eat them. You must also boof them. What was Danny doing? Cole, like, blast doubles Danny. Danny gets on top. I guess they were playing? Okay, I don't know. Mike and Caleb getting after it right at the start. You could just leave. You don't have to explain it. You can let people look it up. This channel's PG, bro. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's not. I may have. I don't know. I know when I started the channel, I turned on the adult content warning at the beginning, just for various foul languages. I don't know if that's still there or not. Oh, is that what that means? Cooper really turning it up this round. He always finds me second round after I get tired in the first one. One second. What happened with Ben here? So Cole sits, tries to go to maybe like a double Kouchi. Doesn't really get Ben off balance. Ben could just start to smash. It's funny. Mike will sit with me, but maybe that's just because it's always the end of the night when we get to train. But like, last person you should be standing with is Caleb. If he's worried about, you know, like injury. Not because Caleb injures people, just because of the size difference. You know what I'm saying, Caleb. I think it's Pat with. I mean, Austin should explain it to her. Yeah. 100%. Brandon joining the fray. We got him and Jordan here. God, you injure one guy and all of a sudden you're Danny. I need to know if Christian joins the chat or starts watching. I got to roll with yeah, you break one orbital and all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. Christian, if you're watching, you better speak up, son. I got a roll queued up, ready to look at. Gonna look at what I did to the coach's son. It looked very similar to what Caleb just did to Mike. That was reminiscent on the last stream we saw. Was it David doing that to? I think it was David did that to Mike. He said he had like a Greco coach or something that taught him that. Let's see this one more time. So Mike in on the double. Caleb, did you take note from that stream, or is this you just, you know, being daddy, being poppy? That was really good. Get the knee in, pull Mike over the knee. Gotta work to get. Got you. It's good, man. That's why I don't shoot doubles on you. He never does. This isn't Burger King, man. Can't have it your way. Mike gets right back up, ready for more. Go back to what? Interesting. Don't WTF me. So you're in like, that's a weird little north-south position you guys are in. Okay, I see how you get there. Ben wants to turn so bad. Like, let me help you. That was, yeah, that was interesting. I mean, it was like you gut-wrenched him from that seated position. But then, I mean, that's a good example of just like why you need to keep tight elbows a lot of times, even if you're not really entirely sure if it's a strange position. If you can maintain control over your opponent, you can kind of take a beat to think your way through where you want to get to. Otherwise, Cole, if you had, if you had loose arms there, Ben was going to turn and maintain top position. Mike not playing around with that collar tie, but doesn't get out of it in time. Little foot sweep, nice. Pops back up. Caleb looking sharp. From the breadsticks. Mike is determined, man. Were you giving the thumbs down on that, Caleb? I'm sure he saw the clock here and was like, just go. I just want to get one. I think the reason this didn't work for him is his arms are up a little high, like they're not behind the knees. So you can hip in on this fairly easily, and he can't get your hips behind your feet in time. When you're there, you're family, so I'm sure they already all knew it about you. told him to. Oh, okay, nice. Brandon wanting a piece. Actually, how did that? So Jordan ends up top half guard at the end of the round. Looks like you're going for a Komori here. Brandon is in some trouble. He's starting to get flattened out. I think if there was another minute on that, Jordan, you probably would have had that. Yeah. Yeah, he chased that down really well. I think the hand position is really what why it didn't work. I'm confident you would have finished that. You were starting to get it. You got him flat to his back. That's kind of the beginning of the end. You have to get the arm isolated from there, and he would have been in trouble. Cole shutting down Mike's thoughts about taking a shot in a similar position to where he just was with Ben. Let's see if he can take advantage of this. Trying to hip heist up. Keeping those arms tight. Ben on the wall over there. Does he get the takedown, or does Andrew? What happens here? Andrew looking for an Uchimata. And then Ben gets... Oh, interesting. So Ben digs the leg out there. And then is able to get Andrew down. Yeah, we got to see the moment of impact. That was a much nicer elbow to the eye than what I did to you, Caleb. Good turnover, Cole. Nice grip with the head tucked. This is like basically 100%er grip. So hard to deal with this in Mike's position. When I'm there, I'm rolling. It's almost like if you don't roll, it almost feels more like a neck crank. Nothing you want to play around with. Oh, I got a quick strangle on Brandon there. Do we play jiu-jitsu tomorrow? I'm probably gonna be up there for the open mat. Mike's got that adamantium dwarven mithril orbital. I'm gonna be there to see Pat, dude. I don't care about the rest of you. Pat's in town, so I'm gonna go say hi. Yeah, I bet you didn't know that, dude. Exactly. That's that like element 120. Wait a minute. Did we just... Brandon and I just moved... Okay, there's nothing there. Yeah. Go back 30 seconds. What am I looking at? You and Coop? Cooper did sweep of the night on me. Oh, God. This is going to be so embarrassing. Oh, okay, cool. Very nice. Very nice, Cooper. Jordan, that was very kind of you to stop and point that out. Getting turned over by a teenager. Just a standard butterfly sweep that we were going over in class. I believe he kept both legs in on that one. Brandon almost had me here. Starts to wrestle up. Chases down the single leg. Tries to switch to a double leg. But notice how this grip is what saves me here. If I didn't have this, he absolutely would have switched to a double leg right off the bat and then driven through me. But then now I start to pass it off. He decides to just go on the single. And then after that, this is the grip that gets me out of the rest of the danger. The transition to the pure single leg away from the double. Really just shoving his face down into the mat like a dog who just pooped on the carpet. Making him look at what he did. And slipping my leg out. Mike has made his way back up, though. Let's see. So, standard elbow escape. Starts to capture that leg, gets both legs in, and now is working through kind of to go out the back. So, a bit of a mix of mount escapes there. Then now he's got to clear this leg so he can start making his way around the guard, unless he's got some other options that he wants to toy with. I'm expecting him to peel that leg off with a foot wedge. Cole gets the second leg in, though. And then Mike disengages to rework a new plan. Now crowding that leg, surfing a little bit. Cole looking for the leg entrance. You're doing a good job keeping him at bay here, Cole, and threatening his base, almost getting him off balance. Made my way to a T Kimura, using that to Kimura trap Brandon. And now on to almost a mounted triangle. Or I'm sorry, a rear triangle, not a mounted triangle. I don't know what you're trying to say, Cole. Oh, Mike, got it. This must have been after the elbow. Yeah. Brandon working the, trying to work the triangle escape that I showed on Saturday, which I think he was in class for. So as he was doing this, there was one big thing he was missing here, and I'm curious if you guys see it. I'll give you exactly 1 second to write it in chat if you do see it. Okay, what he didn't do was, as he sits and he gets his feet into position, Austin, you got it. Jordan, you didn't. As he sits into position, I either want him to cross his ankles, which to me is the preferable way, right? If he crosses his ankles over top of my chest, and then extends his whole body and his legs, or his upper body and his legs, his whole body. That's how you're going to get the most extension to pop my ankles open. If you can't cross the ankles over the chest, because not everybody's that flexible, you can stick your feet in the armpits. But that's what he doesn't do here, either one of those things. So he sits to his butt, he gets his legs almost to the position, but notice he doesn't really engage with my upper body at all to stretch himself back. I'm not seeing any real hard backward motion here. So he's just allowing me to pull my knees forward and keep his posture broken. I know that he's working this, so I'm giving him some grace here. He starts leaning back there, but even as he's leaning back, notice before my legs open up, his feet aren't in a position to push against my armpits or dig into my chest. I largely give him this move just because I want to see if he'll transition into the leg attack here. Which he doesn't transition into the legs. It's not the only thing you can do. He uses it as a guard pass, which is totally acceptable. If he sat on his butt, I'd slap him in his face. But he at least gets up and tries to advance his position. I just want to see better engagement with those ankles or with your feet like in the armpits, pushing against my arms. That's going to get you out of this a lot sooner, keep you from getting caught there. Don't need to be a teacher. You tried your hardest, Jordan, but you're going to have to repeat this grade. We'll see you in the fall. See, Mike still rocking and rolling from mount. Ben is working Andrew from side control. I think he's been there a minute. Mike dismounts, starts from an open guard again. Meanwhile, Jordan and Coop over here. Jordan, looks like you're on a straight ankle attack, possibly. Cooper trying to break the legs open and maybe It's hard to give Cooper any advice here because, yeah, okay, that's a straight ankle. Straight ankle with an outside ashi. If Cooper was trying to break the feet open, that led me to believe maybe he was dealing with a heel hook. But I don't think you were heel hooking him, Jordan. So Cooper, for you, you know, if you're in that straight ankle, remember the real goal there is to boot through, start standing back up. If you're in the heel hook, that's where you typically will see guys breaking the legs open and hopping their hips out. Let's see where Mike gets elbowed. I mean, it's all right there. Look at my eye. My eye hurts. What'd you do to my eye? I do want to see the moment, though. Is that like... Where did the elbow actually happen? Because I don't think Mike's going to stop to an elbow, unlike Caleb. I think it was right there. Yeah, yeah, I see it. Right there. That's it. Damn, Cole. Nice attempt to hide it. Just bam. So blatant. So obviously deliberate. Just had the straight gave him a ton of time to work out. Yeah, I got you. Devin comes at me with a good takedown here. I was very surprised. Whatever, man. You didn't share it with any of us, as far as I know. I mean, I thought that was obvious, Austin, but we have some pretty innocent people in the group, I'm sure. So Devin, again, new student, but comes in, reaches down on the snatch single. Totally took me off guard. I was not expecting this from him, and then really drives through me, reaches for that double, puts me right down. That was very, very nice. And then right here, I could immediately tell. I was like, ah, shit, he's pretty strong. This is not going to be fun. Let's see. Austin, little sacrifice, sits to butterfly. Double leg inside. Uses the one to get it going. I like it. That's Caleb needs to get addicted to OxyClean, yeah. It's funny to me that those are even a thing. Oh, who told Brandon this was a good idea? And he started, I'm going to assume, maybe I missed it, Caleb. I don't know if you foot swept him or what, but if Brandon started down against you, it's going to be a bad time. So this was one of those moments where Devin says, I got here, I don't know what to do next. So we talked through far side armbar. So I want you guys working with him, show him, make him do that. Show them Americanas, all that stuff. It always sucks when you're a beginner and you're like, all right, well, I did all the close guard stuff. Now what? So give him some ideas, help him out with passing, help him out with some submissions to play with, make it fun. They started down by choice. He's a brave man. I'm pissed Christian hasn't jumped in the chat yet. I'm gonna play his footage anyway, and I'm gonna talk a bunch of smack, and he's not even gonna be able to defend himself. Maybe I'll do it after this round, and then I'll have to dig around in in the YouTube clip to find it. Caleb onto an armbar here. Nice. Let's see the setup. Okay, so working from the back. A loose body triangle. Deciding what you want to do. Brandon's a little low here. Like he's kind of far from your strangle arm, so this is a good switcheroo to make. You've got the... Okay, yeah. So that, yeah, that's what I want to see. Caleb, if you're... I don't know when you considered to switch to the armbar. I would make it a point, if you know you're going to do it, and let's just, for the sake of what I'm saying, assume that you knew you're going to do it. I want to see you switch to the bottom side underhook a little earlier than you did here. Because right now, that bottom arm is a strangle arm. And you coming up over this, okay, maybe you're thinking rear triangle. So I'll give you some leeway on that. Now you get the arm over the head. Okay, you know what? I take back what I said. You were working through positions, and then you saw the arm bar was there. For those who are like, what the hell were you going to say? Which is probably none of you. Switching to that bottom side underhook before the armbar is going to be much more advantageous and takes away your opponent's opportunity to escape. But I think Caleb was working through rear triangle first, and then he said, screw it, I'll just break his arm. Wanted to trap the arm or subtract, yeah, I'd agree, Mike. Unless you're like in the ending stages of a rear naked strangle, I'd agree with that. Even then, when you're nearing the strangle and your bottom arm is the strangle arm, I think what Mike's probably referring to, okay, what Mike's referring to with the bottom side strangle arm, the ground kind of gets in the way when you want to start doing that rotational finish. There we go. Devin gets another. He works to kind of the same side armbar this time. So Devin, instead he's in side control. The previous armbar I taught him was attacking this arm. He starts setting up to the mount and then says, you know what, I'll just take the arm on this side. So switcheroo from the last one, attacking the opposite arm, the near side one. But viable. You're going to catch that on lower belts for sure, who kind of turtle up, don't keep their arm safe, all that sort of thing. Caleb onto the rear naked strangle. Gets it this time. Doesn't have to switch out of the position. A little muffler action. Savage. Brandon's probably laughing about it because he's a good-natured, kind human being. Happiest guy at the gym. All the time. Never not smiling. And I didn't even see all this going on over here. Danny thrashing Ronnie. Let's see, just because I said I would. We're going to come back to this real quick. Whoops-a-daisy. Let's close this. We're going to make fun of Christian. I haven't gotten to train with Christian since probably before he went to college. And now he's like 8 feet tall. And was at class yesterday. So right off the bat, talking a lot of trash to me. This is the coach's son, so I got to make an example out of him. No, I don't even want Christian watching now. I want him to have to listen without being able to rebut anything I'm saying. Kind of coming at him slow, you know. I don't want him to get too scared. A little feint there from him. He's as tall as Mike, and oddly as strong. You wouldn't believe it looking at his body. Look, he's made out of pipe cleaners. And his shirt is entirely too loose. Get yourself a rash guard. Wear one of your dad's. I don't know what you're doing here. Credit to him, though. He starts chasing me down. I should have elbowed him in the orbital here. One thing, I do have to compliment him on this. As he chase down these takedowns. He does it twice. I could not stop him. He just like bulldozed through me, and I couldn't like dig in and match that force. So he got me moving really well, was able to get behind me, throws me around a few times, but forgets that his legs are about 90% of his body, 50% for the rest of us. So smiling at his dad, saying, "Look what I'm doing to your son." I could have sent that knee bar and finished it there, but why would I do that? So he starts throwing in some secondary leg interference here. Just having a laugh with his pops. Put him into cross ashi. Sit his ass down. And then now, I don't want to heel hook him. He even says after this, like, he's not too terribly familiar with leg entanglements, so obviously that's the last thing I want to do. A little feint to a heel hook. But I say, let's just keep on that knee bar. Gobble up the leg lace. The Texas cloverleaf, as some like to call it. He's trying to shut it down. I'm telling him to just go with it. And he does. So that was the first of that. I say that was barely any time. So after a little bit of crying, wiping his tears, he stands back up. We re-engage. Zooming in because we go kind of off camera here. And I can't follow around in this video player, so we're going to trim up the footage a bit. Yes, I'm going back to Monday. We still got a bunch of rounds. So again, trying to break him down. He's just so tall. I'm worried he's not getting enough oxygen that high up. little wrist snap there just to make sure he knows who's the boss. Drives me into the wall. Trying to keep him from doing what he did the last time, which is bulldoze through me, but that failed. So he snatches up a single, drives through, puts me down. I promised him I wouldn't leg lock him again because he was really scared. His voice was quivering a bit. His eyes were tearing up. It was kind of sad. So yeah, I don't know if you were already typing that, Caleb, but I did try to go for it ish. It's not as clean as the ones I've hit on Brooke. It was honestly more of like a feint. Like I kind of feinted underneath him. You can see me throw the wrist by a little bit. Enough to get him flat, but then he pops right back up. So in any case, yeah, that's all I live to do. Except Paige. Paige is the only nice one. So really trying to control my legs here to pass, even though he doesn't know how. That's okay though. His dad's looking at him, wondering, who is this? I taught him everything he knows. And really, I'm just trying to make it difficult for him, trying to make him work. He throws on a guillotine here, but doesn't get the legs locked up in time, so I could run to cross side. Shut down the guillotine threat. He's squeezing me, squeezing my head pretty hard, wearing out his arms. Stands back up. I think he puts me back down again, tries to like jump on the guillotine here, maybe at the end. Same thing, just controlling the legs. Notice I'm not even fighting the grip because I know that I'm safe if I can maneuver myself to the correct side of the body. You guys, early on, protect your neck. That's a good general rule to follow. When you get comfortable in these positions, you could think about protecting your neck in different ways. Not immediately grabbing at a grip, but getting cross-side like I'm trying to do here. He's scooting away. I'm just kind of driving in, staying chill. We're nearing the end here. It's a sad ending. I get on top, just start laying on the pressure, and he taps to exhaustion. This college kid talking smack. Look at his dad. Oh, you can't even see his dad on screen, but oh man, the disappointment is palpable. Anyway, love you, Christian. Glad I got to roll with you, buddy. I hope to do a lot more. Let's get back to the Monday footage. We are here. All right, me and Ben back on that comp speed. Looking for an inside trip. No good. Been almost to a single. Got Clash of the Purple Titans here. And then Ronnie and Mike. Did Mike sit? No, he just laid. Mike's just laying. Arm drag from bin. Notice the down block hand that I'm using. Where is it? I feel like, you know, Ben likes to take his shots. So that's why I'm keeping this hand here, keeping it low. Playing with the hand that's reaching corresponds to my back leg in that case, as I was kind of feeling him out. A little bit safer than reaching with your front hand. Excuse me. Ben not letting me throw him down like I got to last time. Danny in his power stance. And then Ben could have just like dropped me on my head here, and I was so happy he didn't. I'm like, you know what? You got it, bud. Cole getting to almost to his pinch headlock that he likes to get to. Got that underhook. Not a closed grip. Danny takes a little bit of an advantage of that, but Cole's ready for it. Gets that over under. And now is on to extend that arm. Danny locks up the grip here, though. Cole looks like he's kind of just waiting him out. What do I do here? Oh. Just a scramble. Scrambling so that I don't get stuck under bin for an entire round, which happens all too often. Working with that over tie, leaving myself open to duck unders and single legs on that side. There's lots of quad to tickle there. So this was a nice foot sweep. I just want to point out a lot of times when my foot sweeps fail, the reason is because I'm not as active with this upper body grip as I probably should be. This was an example of a well executed one. So notice I get the foot broken off the mat, but I really need to pull bin over that connection of my ankle to his. And when I don't pull effectively, I just kind of lift the foot off the mat, and then they take it away, and we're back to nothing, and I've kind of shown my cards at that point. Here, I go for this, and I really notice my grip on the neck. I really pull the neck by and try to get him off balance. That time looked about as pretty as it could be, just getting both feet off the ground, kind of flops on his butt there. They so often do not look like that. And I attribute that to poorly executed upper body kazushi. Cole making his way to the back. Let's see how he got there. Because a second ago he was, yeah. This is cool. I was actually hoping you would work something like this, Cole, because you've got one arm in, one arm out. Now if you can get the proper leg connection. Shut up, Cole. I am watching you. Can only watch one thing at a time, and I like my jiu-jitsu better than yours. So now you're in triangle territory. And Danny knows it. He knows he's in some trouble here. You tell me about upper body sushi, Caleb. I think you're the expert here, you know what I'm saying, bud? Man. You've got Danny on his back in a triangle and you let him out. Why was I watching that? Nothing happened. I'm so disappointed in you. Mike going for his arm drag on Ronnie, trying to get something. And now Cole doing Cole things, getting Danny to belly down, rear mount. She gets me in later, which I was so upset about. I was hoping to never let you get me there ever. Danny knows. Just tap early there. Speed this up a bit. Been in on another single. And I'm transitioning to a triangle threat from here. I don't think I do much with this, though. His shoulders are just too damn big. Got a good grip on the hips, trying to make his way around the guard. This is much more annoying than it looks. It seems kind of innocuous, but it makes it very difficult for me to re-guard. I can't get my hips out, which makes it hard to get this leg in. And I've got to fight against this body lock attempt. Cole stays down. Danny disengages, crowds the legs. And just about has the pass. Walk those legs this way and you're working with something. Now we get, yeah. Working to a flattened out, almost to a half guard position. Now to a butterfly half. Danny having some trouble here. Can't quite get the base. There we go. Now he can start to settle in. Meanwhile, I'm trying to just survive with Ben. There we go. Let's see how he does this. So I end up getting my guard back. Start to work on controlling his leg from this half guard position. He's trying to whizzer to keep me down. I go tight waist. Try to hit a roll through sweep. And he tries to stand up and turn, but just like he was controlling my hips a second ago, I'm really focused on the control of his hips here. Let's slow it down a little bit as he goes to stand. You could see that grip is what saves me, that hip grip that slows down his twist. And then now I could start to climb the body again, make my connections, get my hips out, and go on the attack. Did you already... You told me not to point it out. He could have elbowed me in the eye there. I would have kept going, though. I wouldn't have sulked about it on the side of the room. Like, oh, I need to go to the hospital. I think there's something wrong. My teeth hurt. Okay, dude. Whatever. I hit your eye, not your teeth. How did that happen? Do you want me to go back, Cole? Snatch single from Caleb. Yeah, exactly. Doctor's like, you got hit in the eye. Why are you telling me your back hurts? Why do you need horse tranquilizer? No, you can't have any oxys. Cole bugging the head, keeping me off balance, not letting me do anything. Looking funny while he does it, though. Look at that pose. Just, ooh. Stick my booty out. Doot. I don't know why that's kind of funny, though. A little Uchimata from Ben there, chasing down Brandon. We got Devin starting from side control with Jordan. Sorry, I missed all this. Did you just... Okay, so Danny Starts attacking the neck. You look like you're trying to run the pipe, but Danny sprawls out. Pauses because he says my back hurts or something, probably. Okay. Brute force trying to get that power half. Okay. And then on that low single, that's where this happens. Got it. Skip ahead because we saw some of this. Oh yeah, I give Cole the takedown because Mike teaches him how to level change. And then this is where it starts to go bad. I shouldn't have given you that takedown. Caleb, you almost get the sweep there. You were timing it, but Danny was able to keep his balance. Give. Quote unquote give me. I literally show him what to do. Level change, and I go, no, like this. And I say, do it. And then we stop and I say, okay, go. I'm friggin' Santa Claus, dude. You can't give more than that. A 501c3 company, dude. Not profit. How much I'm giving. Danny trying to torture Caleb with some neon belly, but Caleb says, that just tickles. It's like a big tickle me Elmo doll. Might be too old of a reference for some of you. Not Jordan. Danny strangely trying to hit a compression choke on Caleb. I mean, I admire the attempt. Caleb, you were not at all fazed by it, and I really like your reaction. That's why I hate doing Kesa. Because it leaves you vulnerable to things like this. That was, I mean, so this is really subtle, but really nice here. Like, you load up the pendulum, you take Danny this way, you take him that way, and then you take him that way again. And then work to the back. Like, that's exactly what I want to see. It doesn't need to work the first time. Yeah, you got excited. Like, queso? Get off of me. I heard this queso. Yeah, you're like Danny DeVito and I'm like Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie. With Devin there. Okay, cool. Jordan working Devin through a Katagatame. Love it. And then hate it. Tap early. Not dealing with that. Caleb right to mount. Danny gobbling up the leg, looking for the makings of, well, a lockdown, not an elbow escape. But Caleb saying, good luck with that. Smother from the bottom? Nope. Danny gets free. Caleb trying to channel his inner Luke. He's got that Luke inside him somewhere. Luke heard there was sushi in there. Danny gets safe. Brandon on the revenge tour. Not happy with how I treated him earlier, so I treat him worse. Hit a quick Dayashi Harai. Or Barai, whatever. I don't know. I'm not Japanese. Cooper with Danny. And looks like Jordan's still teaching Devin some nasty strangles there. Bye, Caleb. Love you. Oh, where was it? Sorry, I had to go back and look at something with Cole here. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. He knows what happened. He knows who his daddy is. Onto the back with Brandon. Caleb giving him some moral support here, telling him to not let me do what I'm trying to do here in a second after he's done jawing a bin. But really it just motivates me to be more of a jerk. So Brandon, actually, I catch this on Brandon more frequently than I do anybody else. Maybe Austin, I've tried it on a few times, but I need you guys to be careful. All kidding aside, when you're defending this stuff, you bring your legs up like this. If they are not actively controlling my leg and stopping, like interrupting my connection with you or something, if they're just kind of flapping in the wind out here, you're just leaving yourself open to some bullshit like a Sulov stretch. So here I gather up the leg. Now I keep everything. I've got his head trapped. He's not getting his head out of this. I can get the leg extended and put on a pretty nasty hamstring stretch here. You know, obviously I'm not ripping this, but Brandon knows he's trapped. He can't get anything out. But it all comes from this sort of lazy approach to defense. So, you know, bring your legs up and try to capture this leg. Okay, try to open up the triangle that way. But don't just bring him up here and let him hang out there, or I'm going to make you pay for it. So I gather it up. I make sure I keep his head in my lap, and I start to get the stretch on. And he can only be mad at himself. And then here, he brings up both legs, and I just start ramming my butt into him. Caleb on the body triangle with Danny. He's got that cross-side grip. Oh, now just going straight for the strangle. Working that Luke style, pummeling over the face. Danny eating it here, though. Those arms are a lot harder to fight than mine once they start getting wrapped up. Danny working towards some of the later stages of this escape. Sweep from Brandon. How'd he get me here? Get the leg locked up. He turns away, I roll with it, and then he starts to come up. Got it. See you later, buddy. Sweet dreams. And then now everybody starts coaching Brandon through this katagatame, which was good. It actually really, I could feel it tightening considerably. He was trusting it, which I'm very happy about. Even there, as I try to scoop my hips underneath him, he knows what he has, and he sticks on it. There, he makes a little adjustment. I say, yes, sir. You got it. 30 seconds left. He's content to fight from this bottom position, which is okay, certainly in the training room. But I'd like to make sure he's not always fighting from there. With that last 10 seconds, I throw on some fancy shit. The legs Kimura. Love this move just because it's extremely powerful and pretty dangerous. I know how to do it without like really putting Brandon in any significant danger here, but I just want you guys to see why. It showed up on the stream before, but as he reaches his arm between my legs, a lot of times guys will grab this way with that arm and like kind of try to pull the leg, cradle it some way or another. Doesn't really work. can leave them open to arm bars, so they take the arm in this direction. When that arm is closer to their hips, and I'm in this like top side, crucifix turtle position, this is all I need for the legs Kimura. So you'll see me cut my angle to where we're in line, right? So there's his spine, there's my spine. I hit a forward roll, and now keep in mind, for the Kimura, all I need is a bent arm at the elbow and the knuckles behind the back in a traditional Kimura way. I hit this roll. His arm is trapped with my legs. He can't get his arm out. And then now you can't see it from the screen, but I have him in a Kimura position, and I'm using my legs for the finish. That's where the move becomes really dangerous. If you like fully send this, you can really, really hurt someone's shoulder. Obviously, I just want to put on a little bit of pressure until Brandon, decides to tap out. I'm framing across the shoulder line to keep him from sitting up. So if you can imagine, it forces his back to the mat. It gets his arm into that Kimura position, and my legs take it behind the back. So really, really difficult for an arm to fight against a leg. So very effective Kimura approach. Probably my favorite way to do it. I mean, it's about as asymmetric of a submission as you can get, a leg against an arm. Great. Now I'm with Danny. It's always difficult. Talk about his counter wrestling earlier. So you see me take a different approach to the stand-up game with Danny, because I don't like shooting on him. He manages to take advantage of that against me very well. Really, he's his own worst enemy because he's old and brittle. And right there, I didn't even do anything to his arm. You see it. I didn't even do anything. But he goes, "Hold on, man. My arm hurts. I gotta stop." Oh, it was his right arm. Which had me really worried. But he's like, "Nope, let's go." So we keep it going. Brandon, meanwhile, shaking off the embarrassment, calling out Mike. That'll go well. Danny throws on the front headlock at 4-point. Waiting for him to go one way or the other. Brandon looks for his single leg. I think Danny could stand to work on breaking down 4-point position, because that seems to be where I get against him, to deal with his when he gets that top standing position. He doesn't advance from there too much. I think that would be a good thing for him to work on. For me, it would be not letting him do that to me. So he just about gets me down, but I'm making him earn it. Does an excellent job staying behind me here. But then in doing so, he leaves himself open to a leg attack where I get a knee bar. This whole scramble is really good. How does he initially get behind me? Gets the takedown. Okay, from that front headlock, he starts to transition. There we go. And then even here, he just kind of continues. Basically a duck under. Keeps that good connection with his ear to my back. And then in looking for that, not really a suplex, but just kind of wrenching me backwards, leaves his legs open. Brandon. Oh, Mike's playing around with Haragoshi and Uchimata here. Uchimata doesn't work, so he throws on the front headlock. And is just laying on some heavy top pressure from side control. Moves to north-south. Digging on that top arm, which by now everyone should know that's what he's going to try to do, because he's good at it and he almost always gets it. A double wrist grip on Danny, preventing him from moving forward. Bin and Cooper. And Mike makes his way to the back with a body triangle. Danny just about takes my back again. Tries to sit me down the same way he did earlier, but slips off the head. I like that he stood right back up, though. He didn't waste time at, like, right at the base of my right at my feet, where I could start working my passing game. I should have done something with this here. I remember this happening, and I was just like, I don't know. I'm just going to leave myself open to something. Mike gets an armbar. Okay. So locks up the far tricep with those crossed ankles. He's got to break the grip now. And goes directly to it. Wrist raking right up the forearm. Yeah, nice. Just a good old school way of breaking open that grip. Directly attacking it. Danny with that shallow underhook. Grip on the head. This can be broken down again. He was unnecessarily kind here. He had me in a good heel hook. I felt like I could roll. I was content to roll. Danny was like, I was trying to be a good partner by not cranking on it. So there's a good chance. I mean, Danny, you know, if he wanted to rip this, I think my knee would have popped for sure. But I was like, why'd you stop, man? So it makes to me all the rest of this round illegitimate. So now I work my way to the back, start trying to work a triangle, but he eventually sneaks his way out of it. It was difficult. He was snorting a bit to get out. Then once he does get there, throw on a 10-finger guillotine. And he taps before it really sets on. But yeah, either way, let me hold on. Kind of breeze over his heel hook here. So yeah, kind of a failed attempt at getting behind me, but then really quickly gets the heel hook from a pretty basic position, just like Irimiyashi. Gets very good depth on the knee. Good grip placement. Yeah, just being nice. I think he could have definitely finished that. Got Mike with the whizzer. He wants the Haragoshi. I know he does. But Brandon's not really giving it to him. Not giving Mike the reaction he wants to get the move he wants. That's the thing. If you hit a cool move on Mike and then like go over it with him and like you talk about it, you two like break it down, you could almost guarantee he's gonna like obsess over it for a couple weeks and try to hit it on everybody, which I mean that's kind of how it should be, right? Look at that black eye showing up in 4K. Actually, this is like 720p, dude, and it's still visible. Cole really did a number on him. So Mike and Danny close out the night with a passing round here, I believe. Send a pic to the chat. I want to see it. I knew it would be bad like the next day or two after. I'm sure your coworkers are like, what the hell, Mike? So Danny looks to high step over, but Mike does a good job keeping that knee in. Really basic guard retention principles at play here. Danny tries to pummel in, but yeah, that was slick timing from Mike there. As Danny pummels that arm in, he doesn't have a base. So Mike knows, let me just take him in this direction. And it's either going to make him move or he's going to get swept. Now Mike in on a heel. That was just a really simple I know, Mike, you love that step over. You taught that in class a bunch. Danny thinking he's slick, gets caught in the same damn thing again. This time he gets his knee free though. I think I may have hit that on Brandon earlier. It was either, no, maybe I hit it on somebody. No, I hit it on Colton yesterday, which I don't know, for some of the OG guys, been around since before this school. Colton's back, which is awesome. He's all grown up now. But I hit that move on him. Fun to see Danny trying to do it to you, Mike. And not Officer Colton. Colton the rock star. Yeah. He's an apt guitarist. That's probably an understatement. He probably shreds. Danny not making his way past the guard, though. Definitely not shredding past Mike's guard. Seeing some upper body connections being made here. Mike probably looking to get him off balance. Go end of the round, and then I think Cole joins the fray. Yeah, 100%. Like, they have to be so fast with that. The only way I would see that working against you is in the gi, where I could make grips on both cuffs and then like rip your arms up and then thrust my hips forward and down. That's the only time I could see that working, because you can just hit a little bit of a handbrake on the hip and then that knee is in, you know? And I feel like in no-gi, if you hit that, it's because your opponent is like just super tired. Cole starting early with body lock attempts. He's got an open grip behind the back, which isn't terrible. You don't need to have a closed grip to do this. But Mike is doing a lot to continue forcing the legs out in this direction and upset that grip, upset everything that Cole needs to get started. Now we're seeing the balance shift a bit. Yeah, this is where Cole's going from I think I can pass to now, all right, I need to get safe. I would consider whatever. You got two. Cole, I don't know. Maybe this isn't good advice. Maybe consider this something to play with here. And Mike, you may be better suited to chime in on this. Maybe in person, because I think there are a lot of details here that are probably oblivious to me, or I'm oblivious to. Forehead to the mat here and tripod up. I think that could help you in this position in an attempt to hip switch out of this. I know when I get here, I end up getting swept a lot, so I don't have the best advice here. It's something I need to work on as well. But putting your head down to the mat and then trying to hip switch, get your opponent to a side rather than being directly underneath you and elevating your hips might be a better approach. Cole weighs about 230, 240, so I think Mike, couldn't quite get the elevation he wanted, and his legs got tired. Cole's probably really tired too, and his poor little thumb hurts, so kind of stalemated each other out of that position. And then we end up here. In fact, it looked like Mike was about to try to hit the sweep, but again, Cole weighs about 250, 260, so he's not going anywhere. So yeah, it looks like kind of a stalemate. Mike, you throw the leg over. It's going to be hard to lock up a closed guard on Cole because he weighs about 270 or 280. Yeah. Cole is good about smashing past that leg. Cole looking for the foot wedge now to get that leg free. I feel like this is how you know you're making progress on Mike. When he throws a lockdown on you, that's when he's like, ah, shit, I need to work. I don't frequently see Mike using a lockdown. That's like when you can make Luke move if you have an Achilles grip on him. You know, that's when you know you're doing good. Cole smells blood in the water. And then right there, gets the foot wedge. Gets the leg out, passes briefly, little face pressure, and then Mike is able to get the leg back in. Yeah, man, right at the end. That was nice. Good stuff, guys. Really fun footage. Glad I got to roll with Christian. He's all grown up now. Austin, I miss you, baby. You need to get back. That was, yeah, I was surprised to see you guys do some passing rounds after. That was definitely worth watching and going over. Well, 5 more seconds, you say that, but Mike had already gotten your leg back, so I think you just would have been caught in a guard for 5 more seconds. So, and I don't think any of us needed that, let alone you. So I don't know why you're saying that. Nice, Mike. Anyway, Cole, I hope you had all the breadsticks your heart desired. Thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out as always. Follow us if you're lurking. Subscribe if you're liking. Subscribe at YouTube as well, where you can watch this and review for all eternity. Naga, November 23rd. If you guys want to compete, want to see you at class, make sure you're training hard like Ben. We've got open guard going for another week and a half, so that'll be what Luke is going over tomorrow. Might see some of you guys at the open mat tomorrow. We'll see. And then onward to the weekend. I think that's about it as far as announcements go. We're going to be carrying some inventory. So if you guys want some rash guards, we've got a big order coming in. I'm not entirely sure what Luke placed. What's up, Blake? How you doing? I'm not entirely sure what Luke placed for an order, but when we get that in, we'll be sure to keep you guys abreast of everything we got. If you guys want to rep the school and rock some of the rashies and the shorts and all that stuff. Also, for the kiddos, we've got a competition class now on schedule. Wednesday, 30-minute competition class. It's after the regular kids scheduled classes. So if they want to get some extra time in, really push themselves and work on improving, it's just an opportunity for them to get more mat time. So if you got kids in the class, I hope you're taking them to that, and I hope they're having a whole bunch of fun. So definitely check that out on Wednesdays if you're not watching the stream, of course, and you have kids. Other than that, I think that's all we have in the way of news at the school. So we'll leave it there. You guys go trim your nails and do your laundry, and don't be stinky, and I will see you back on the mats. Take it easy.